What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and on today's video I'm going to share with you my 5 best tips to starting a successful woodworking business. Let's dive in. All right, well, as always, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me today. I hope that this benefits you and your life and your business, or your soon-to-be business, as you're starting your woodworking business. Listen, this is an exciting time in your life. It's probably a little scary. You're probably a little bit nervous, but you're also probably pretty excited, and you should be. This is a great thing to be doing. And so my 5 best tips for starting and growing your own custom woodworking business. Number 1, the most important thing that you have to do, and it honestly is the thing that's probably going to take you the most time, is finding product market fit. Now, this is kind of a businessy term. It's like, Zach, what does that mean? So basically what product market fit is, it means that you have found a product that the market strongly desires. And so a lot of times we'll start woodworking businesses, or we'll start things that we love, but not a whole lot of other people love. You know, it might be something that there's a very small handful of people that are interested in. You can build a business that way, but it's just always going to be a small business. So you got to find, what products can I make and sell that a lot of people would be interested in? That is really kind of what I define as finding product market fit, to where if you wanted to start increasing your exposure, or you wanted to start spending more money in advertising and getting in front of more people, it would result in more sales. And you're not finding just a super small pocket of the population that would be interested in your stuff. So you got to find product market fit. And like I said, this might be a little tricky. You might come up with some products that you think are awesome. The market just isn't crazy about them like maybe you thought that they would be. So stay with this for a while. Some people figure this out immediately. Some people, it takes them, 6 months, a year, a couple years to figure out product market fit. But there's so many things from a woodworking standpoint that you can make that a lot of people would be interested in. Just go to Etsy, do some searches, you can find products that people want, okay? Number 2 is you need to develop a marketing strategy that works. This is where most people fail. And this is where I personally failed when I started my business. I started my woodworking business back in my garage in 2017, and I was a pretty good woodworker, but I didn't know anything about business or marketing or sales. And so what I found was that even though I could build just about any order that I got, I really struggled to get orders because I did not have a predictable marketing strategy for generating new potential customers for my business. This is one of the biggest challenges that most woodworkers face, is that they can build beautiful stuff. They just don't have any customers. They don't have enough people that know who they are or what they do. And so there are so many different marketing strategies that you can implement. And I've got videos all over this channel talking about some of those marketing strategies and the ones that have worked best for me. But you can do wholesale, where you sell to stores. You can get relationships with interior designers. You can sell on Etsy. You can sell from Pinterest. You can build out a website and do e-commerce and sell things online. You can do social media marketing. You can do so many different things that will predictably generate new clients for your business. But you have to have something established if you plan to scale or grow this into something legitimate, or something that's maybe full-time for you. Okay, number 3 is you need to build a recognizable brand. So this is one of the things that I think throws a lot of people off. When they think about branding, they think about, you mean I need to have a really good logo? Well, that's part of it, but that's not the whole picture. What branding is basically what people say about you. Branding is also in my opinion, the most important element when it comes to allowing you to charge more premium prices in what you do. I use this example a lot of times, but what's the difference between a Walmart shoe, a Nike shoe, and say a Louis Vuitton shoe? It's all about the same amount of material, right? To make a shoe, it's you take the cloth and you have the rubber sole or whatever it might be. But when you look at the pricing differences between all these shoes, even though they essentially require the same amount of material to make those shoes, you have one shoe that's $40, you have one set of shoes that's $140, and you have one set of shoes that's $4,000. And the only difference is the name. It's the brand. It's how you position yourself. And so it's really, really important that you focus on developing a strong brand that is more of a high-end brand, in my opinion, because if you get into the business of trying to compete on price, you're never going to be big enough to buy enough stuff at mass quantities to where you get price breaks, to where you can compete with all the other people that are importing furniture or importing the things that you're trying to make, right? And so I personally believe that the only way to succeed if you're a small guy is to make really premium products and sell them for premium prices. When it comes to your brand, how do you improve your brand? Let me give you a couple examples real fast. You build a really beautiful website. If people can go to your website and see see that you're not just Joe Smo in the garage making your stuff, that's going to establish you above everybody else inside of your local area. The thing about when you're starting a woodworking business of any kind is it's a pretty low barrier of entry. When I say low barrier of entry, what that means is that basically anybody that has a miter saw and a drill can get started, right? It doesn't take a lot of tools. It doesn't take a lot of know-how even to get started, but to set yourself apart, that's what is going to allow you to capture more of the potential audience that you're trying to sell to. It's also going to allow you to charge more premium prices. So beautiful website, beautiful logo. You need to have a color palette that you choose from that all flows and looks good together for your website, for all your social media content. Then you need to develop a really great social media identity and presence. If you'll do these things and then you'll take great care of your customers, you will start developing a strong name for yourself wherever you're trying to sell and wherever you're trying to market, okay? Number 4 is you want to create an incredible experience for your customers. Listen, it can be super transactional. It can be, hey, I want this thing. Great. This is how much it is. Awesome. Here's the money. You get it done. You send it to them. And it can be super bland, super straightforward, but it's the little things in the interactions with the customers that will make raving fans, that will tell people about your brand and about your product. And so it's the handwritten notes that you send when somebody places a big order with you or any order with you. It's the constant communication along the way as you're completing their project. It's the little things that create an experience. And so we have a showroom and we try to create an experience inside of this showroom. It's nothing special. It's 1,000 square feet, but we have a salesperson / designer that when people walk into our showroom to look at our furniture, she's super personable. She sits down with them. She talks about their space, talks about the way that their home is designed, what aesthetic they're trying to fit for. And then she makes recommendations based on that. And she makes sure that they have an incredible experience. And we get tons of great feedback around that as well. You want to create a really great experience for your customers. This is going to be one of the things that allows you to grow your woodworking business. And then number 5, this is my final tip, and this is really what unlocks your growth, is that you need to then grow your team. You need to grow the team around you. And I find that lots of woodworkers, you love what you do and you're really particular about what you do as well. So you're fearful about bringing other people along for the ride because your name and your reputation's on the line, right? If they make something or build something that isn't up to your standards and it gets sent to the customer and the customer's unhappy, that's really scary. But there are strategic ways that you can start leveraging your time and bringing other people along for the journey inside of your business that will allow you to focus on the things that are really going to drive the needle forward more. One thing that's really hard for a lot of woodworkers to hear is that if you're trying to grow a legitimate business, or maybe you're trying to quit your full-time job and do this full-time, your time is not best spent building the stuff any longer. You have to hire for those positions, and then you need to be managing the marketing, the sales. You need to be the rainmaker inside of your business, bringing in new leads and new clients, making the business money, and trusting the people on your team to fulfill those products. Now, you can still be involved in the quality control process, but you need to make sure that you are moving up that chain of importance, I guess I would say, to make sure that you consistently have new leads and new clients inside of your business. Okay, so those are my 5 best tips for starting your successful woodworking business. Just to recap real fast, you got to find product market fit. What do people want? Number 2, you need to develop a marketing strategy that works, that's predictable. You don't want to be worrying about where your next job or your next lead is coming from. And you can't just depend on word of mouth if you're really trying to grow. Word of mouth is great, but you can't depend on that fully because you just don't ever know when it's going to come. It's not predictable. Number 3 is you need to build a recognizable brand that allows you to charge premium prices and stand out among your competition. Number 4 is you need to create an experience for your customers. It can't just be transactional. It needs to be relational, and it needs to be a great experience so that they would want to tell all their friends and all their family about you. And then number 5 is then you need to start scaling your team as the workload gets overwhelming. And so it's going to if you're trying to grow, and that's how it should be. Hopefully this has been beneficial to you. If this has helped you, make sure that you subscribe and check out all my other content. I have content that goes into each of these 5 things on a deeper level, and I would love for you to stick around and check that out. So with that being said, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.